thinking about moving to Manchester by the Sea, Massachusetts, but you'd like to learn more about the homes before you make your decision? Well, in today's video, I am going to show you what you can get in Manchester by the Sea for less than $750,000. I will show you 3 different homes that sold in the last 3 months for less than $750,000. So let's go ahead and get started. First time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living on the east coast of Massachusetts in towns like Manchester by the Sea, be sure to hit the subscribe button below and tap the bell for notifications so you can know everything there is to know about living on the east coast of Massachusetts. I am Brandy, I am a Massachusetts realtor, and I get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you every single day looking to make the move to Manchester by the Sea. And I have loved helping every single one of them, so whether you plan to move in 9 days or 90 days, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I am happy to help you make a smooth move to Manchester by the Sea. So Manchester by the Sea is a beautiful, quaint, small little town on the north coast of Massachusetts. It's about 35 miles north of Boston, and it has a population of just under 5,500 people. And if you would like to see more of the homes in Manchester by the Sea, be sure to check out my vlog tour video where I take you through 3 different neighborhoods and I show you 3 different homes and 3 different price ranges. So Manchester by the Sea is a great place to live, but it does come at a price. So the median home price in Manchester by the Sea is $1.2 million. So it is very expensive. So the question is, can you even find a home for less than $750,000? And if you can, is it going to need a ton of work? Are you going to be sinking a whole lot of money into it? Is this home going to become a money pit? Maybe you're on a budget and you can't spend $1 million plus on a home, or maybe you just don't even want to spend $1 million on a home. So I'm going to show you what you can get for less than $750,000 in Manchester by the Sea, so you can see if it's going to satisfy your needs and wants. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first home. The first home was actually listed at $400,000 and ended up selling for $500,000. It was built in 1875. It's got 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, and it's about 1,400 square feet, which puts this home at $363 per square foot. It is in a nice, quiet neighborhood where the neighbors maintain their property nicely, and it is only a half a mile from downtown Manchester by the Sea. But as you can see, this home has not been well maintained. The yard is a jungle. You can barely even see the backyard or see the shed in the backyard. Everything is so overgrown. So you're gonna notice that they only show pictures of the outside of this home. They do not show you the inside. So that is gonna tell you that it is not going to be pretty and that this home is gonna need to be completely gutted and completely renovated. But keep in mind, this home did sell for $500,000, so you do have an extra $250,000 before you get to that $750,000 to put into renovations where you could make this a cute, cozy, quaint little home. Now the question is, can you realistically renovate an entire 1,400 square foot home for $250,000? It could be tricky because building costs are through the roof right now. But if you really did your research and you looked around and you were careful with your renovations, it might be possible. And you really can't beat the location. Manchester by the Sea is such a quaint, cozy little town. You can't help but smile and feel good and happy when you are walking around Manchester by the Sea. So now you know what you're gonna get in Manchester by the Sea for $500,000. It is gonna be a complete gut job, which to me is very exciting. I need to start flipping homes because when I see homes like this, I can see their potential and it gets me very excited. But you might think I'm crazy and have no desire to take on a project this big. And it is quite possible that it is going to cost more than the $250,000 to completely renovate this home. So let's go ahead and take a look at another home and see if it's more promising and if we can find a home for less than $750,000. So the second home sold for just over $720,000. It was built in 1970, and like the last home, it has 3 bedrooms and 1.5 bathrooms, and it is just over 1,700 square feet, so it's a little bit bigger than the last one, which puts this at $417 per square foot. So this home is in a more isolated neighborhood. It is completely surrounded by forest, which gives you lots of privacy, and it's about 1.5 miles away from downtown. So a little further than the last home, but still close to downtown. So this is a really cool home. It's kind of got 2 decks off the front and a deck off the back, and you are going to notice that they started some major renovations on this home but did not finish them, so the home is sold as is. It has big sliding glass doors and French doors throughout the house that let in tons of natural light, and it has beautiful hardwood floors throughout the home as well. So the kitchen renovation is really beautiful, but it looks like they didn't finish some of the electrical work. It looks like they're missing some appliances like the dishwasher, but the kitchen is a decent size and it's got a good amount of cabinets and double ovens. There is beautiful shiplap and beautiful wood beams in the living area, and the bathrooms have been mostly renovated and they are very clean and modern. The 3 bedrooms are on the smaller side, but they also have the shiplap and the wood beams, which give them a very cozy modern feel. There is lots of parking space and there is a 2-car garage. It is not attached to the house, which is not ideal, but it is a great place to put your cars, especially in the winter, so then you don't have to clean off your cars when it snows. So a lot of the bigger, more expensive renovations have either been done or mostly done, like the kitchen and the bathrooms, but there are still a lot of smaller renovations that need to be addressed. Like the stairs leading up to the 3rd floor, there's lots of pipes and wires that are exposed, and then there's a lot of walls and trim that still need to be repaired and painted. There are areas that are livable, but you might still want to update them, like the primary bedroom, and then the decks need to be repaired and painted as well. Now, as I had mentioned, this home sold for about $720,000, which is about $30,000 below the $750,000 that you could use for renovations and some updates. Now, the repairs that need to be done in this home in order to make it safe and livable are probably going to cost you a lot more than $30,000. And if you want to update some of the areas like the primary bedroom or get some landscaping, then it is going to get very costly. Landscaping alone could cost you more than $30,000. And to be completely transparent, this home was a foreclosure, which probably means it sold for less than market value, and they probably got a good deal on this house. So if it was not foreclosed on, it probably would have sold for more than the $720,000. So with the sale price of $720,000 and all the repairs and renovations that need to be done on this home, it looks like it's going to cost quite a bit more than $750,000 when all is said and done. So far, trying to find a home for less than $750,000 in Manchester by the Sea that doesn't need a ton of work is not looking too promising, but we are going to take a look at one more home, so keep your fingers crossed. So this is the 3rd home, and it sold for $680,000, which is about $40,000 less than the last home. And as we know, that home needed a lot of work, so I'm not sure I'm feeling too optimistic about this one. And this home was built in 1956. It's got 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, so it's got 1 less half bathroom than the other 2 homes. And it is also quite tiny. It is only 960 square feet, which is a lot smaller than the other homes. So that puts this home at $711 per square foot. So very expensive, the most expensive per square foot. The first one was $363 per square foot, and the second one was $417 per square foot. So this home is also surrounded by forest, but it's not as isolated and quite as private as the last home, but it is just over 1 mile away from downtown, so a little bit closer than the last home. So this home has been renovated. It's not like really modern, but it is very clean and doesn't need any work. So the kitchen is very bright. It's got a decent amount of cabinet space. It's got a cute and cozy little living room with a wood-burning fireplace. So the fireplace is a little outdated, but it is in great shape and has been well maintained, and it is really great to have for those cold winter nights. So the bedrooms and the bathroom are small, but they have been renovated and they are very clean and bright. So it does have an attached garage. You can only fit 1 car, but that is a nice bonus because the other 2 did not have an attached garage. So the yard is on the smaller side, but it is very clean and well maintained. Now, as I had mentioned, this home is very small, but there is a great space in the basement with lots of potential. Maybe someday down the line, you could add some more livable space and put in maybe another bedroom or a family room, playroom, home office, gym, whatever you would like. So this home is very small, but it does not need any work, but maybe you do want to do some small things around the house to make it your own. So remember, this home sold for $680,000, which is $70,000 below the $750,000. So you could use that money to do some little projects around the house. So what have we learned today? Can you buy a home in Manchester by the Sea for less than $750,000? I would say the answer is yes, but it is going to be tricky. If you do find a home for less than $750,000, it may need to be gutted or completely renovated, or you may need to be very patient and see what comes up, or maybe get lucky and find something like a foreclosure. There is not a lot of inventory in Manchester by the Sea for less than $750,000, and if you do find it, it's probably going to need to be renovated. Renovations can be costly, especially if you need to update areas like kitchens and bathrooms. They could very well push you over the $750,000. So if you want to stay under the $750,000 and you don't want to be sinking a bunch of money into this home, you are going to have to sacrifice size. Like the third home we looked at 960 square feet, you are probably going to end up with something very small. So if you really love Manchester by the Sea, but you need to keep your budget under $750,000, it is possible, but you are going to probably find a home that either needs a lot of work or a home that is very small. And if you would like to learn more about Manchester by the Sea, be sure to check out my blog tour video, map tour video, and pros and cons video of Manchester by the Sea. And if you are thinking about moving to Manchester by the Sea or anywhere in Massachusetts, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I am happy to answer any questions you might have or help in any way I possibly can. I hope we have the chance to meet, and until then, stay safe and healthy.